Hey, Eric, how you doing?
Good. How are you, Bob?
I'm good. Hey, what's your anticipation for this exhibition game? Do you know who you're going to start? Maybe how you want to divide up the minutes, or what's your thoughts on that right now?
Yeah, I mean, we've had probably three meetings today to go through different starting lineups. Um, might bring one or two players off the bench that are really starters, so that we have some pop off the bench. So, who starts, that might not be, you know, what the closing lineup is. So we're still going through some stuff, Bob. I mean, in the past, sometimes we tried to, not change the starting lineup at all. There's been other years where we've changed it up a lot. Not really sure where, this kind of takes us. And then I'm sure whatever lineup we put Monday, I'm sure that'll change. The next time we compete or sometime in the next few games.
Obviously, this is just one step in the evaluation process, but and obviously Texas, that'll be a bigger challenge. But just where does this fit into the evaluation process? I guess at this point of the preseason, what are you looking for out of the guys?
Yeah, I mean, this is another piece. Obviously, there's been the 4 games overseas. There's been the red and white game, and then there's been all the times behind closed doors. I think sometimes, players feel like, oh, I play better in a game. Other guys, play better in practice than they do a game. No player says that I play better in practice than a game. Sometimes that's a reality with some players at all levels. But there's been so much opportunity for the players on the roster between all the practices, as well as the time that they've played in front of the public eye, which is now 5 competitions. And some guys have exceeded expectations, and maybe some guys are still trying to find their way. So, what we put out there again as a starting lineup, I'm not really sure. In the big position, not really sure. Small forward position, not really sure. So we're still trying to figure out which route we might go for Monday.
Okay, I might have a couple more, but I'll turn it back to Mike. Thanks.
Curtis.
Muss, I know there's not a team out there that's, a finished product in October, but just curious, how close do you think these guys are to being game ready, at a level that's maybe up to your standard? And then what do you need to see in these exhibitions that'll make you more comfortable with where they're at?
Yeah, I mean, we're not defending, like I, would like us to. I mean, the truth of the matter is we play on Monday and then we play again on Saturday, and in 2 exhibition games in less than a week. And then we have 3 home games, and then we go to Hawaii. So, I think that there's going to be a lot of eye-opening experiences for a lot of players. Out of the gate, I think that, after Monday, we'll be able to break down more film for them. And I think the more film you have from live competition, it's a little bit easier to teach off of our own video. I think when you watch practice video, it is what it, but when you go against somebody else, I think it's a little bit more eye-catching maybe. But we still got a ways to get better. But last year against a Division II team, really lucky to win probably. I thought Max Pender did a great job with his team. They were well prepared coming in here, and that was a very, very close game last year. So we obviously grew a lot from that game until the end of the season. But our team wanted to grow too last year. I think that, that was a big part of us getting better is buy-in and being where your feet are and trying to become better each and every day.
And then when it's all said and done, I guess you guys will have 7 exhibitions or scrimmages, but this will be your only one in Bud Walton. What's the importance of playing in the home arena like that? And is this going to kind of mimic what you're going to have in terms of a regular season routine for game day?
Yeah, we haven't been, we're not, it's basically been closed the last week. So in a normal, normally we would play on a weekend. Normally this game would be on Friday night or Saturday. Or even a Sunday, so that we could, have a weekend crowd. But Bud Walton is occupied right now with an event all weekend, so we won't even really get in there on Saturday or Sunday to even have a practice. So a little bit out of the ordinary for sure. Definitely out of the ordinary to have an exhibition game on a weekday, but it'll give the guys a good opportunity. They'll have to go to class all day on Monday and then go straight from class to shoot around. So, that's a little bit more of a normal weekday look. I've never experienced in all the years that, not all, but in the 8 years I've done college, I've never experienced an exhibition game during a week or during a school day. So it'll be a good learning experience for me as well.
Hutch?
Yeah, Coach, I know one of your strengths is the scouting reports and all that stuff you do. Are you going to do that much for this exhibition, or what all goes into that thought process?
We're just trying to get ourselves ready and kind of worry about ourselves, Hutch. So there will be for Texas where we'll break down their personnel but there's no film to go off this year. So we're not going to really go through any actions or personnel at all leading up to Monday's game. And then, like I said, maybe towards the end of next week, we'll probably do a little bit of Texas personnel, not as much as we normally would do at all. In my opinion, our team has still got to be in the training camp mode. And then once exhibitions break in the NBA, that's when training camp ends. And I'm kind of looking at it the same way, that we're in training camp mode all the way until probably 2 days before our home opener.
And you mentioned earlier the game last year where y'all almost lost to the Division II school. Is that something you bring up with the guys at all? Like, hey, you've still got to bring your A game or else you could get beat?
No, I'll let them figure it out. A lot of them, a lot of them think that they're gamers and when the lights come on, that maybe practice isn't as important as a game. So we'll let them feel their way through that process Monday, and then the Texas game as well, which is why we're playing Texas in Austin is to get a good feel for the level of competition we're about to encounter.
Scotty?
Hey, Eric, I'm curious what might be at the forefront of your mind in these final few days before you guys face outside competition.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is 1 through 13, play to your talent level every day. That's the biggest thing, Scotty, and we're going to talk about that pre-practice a lot today, about playing to your talent level on a daily basis. I'm not sure we've done that the last 3 weeks, 1 through 13. And so we're going to talk about it. We're going to show them video. Hopefully guys are going to watch a little bit of last year's team and see how hard we played. We've spent 3 years really working to create an identity of being as hard a playing team as there is in the country. And, we certainly want that to continue this year.
Earlier in the week, I talked to Kamani in Birmingham just about kind of some of the ups and downs that he's had in his time here. I'm wondering how you've kind of viewed his maturation process, or what you've seen out of him from that point of view.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's done a great job. Some of the areas that are just like life skill important issues, like he's doing a better job, and academically on that aspect. He's done a really good job of trying to lead on the floor. Off the floor, he's done. He continues to make great strides. He's a voice for our team. I feel like he's got really great buy-in with the coaching staff. So I think he's really, in his time here, which is what you want with all the players, is he continues to grow and in all aspects. And I mean, that's what college is about for everybody, is trying to improve in all facets. And along with that, all of us, you look back at hopefully everybody's time in college, you continue to grow and figure things out a little bit more as time goes on.
And then lastly, for me, do you think, I guess, is there an element to Nick in your mind that might get overlooked when people, kind of look or talk about kind of the totality of who he is?
No, I just, I think his competitiveness, stands out as, his ability to score. But I think that, Nick has had such a spotlight on him that there's probably, not a lot that hasn't been said. Again, just because he's had such bright lights on him for not just since he's gotten on Arkansas, but well before he got here.
Bob?
Eric, I know we touched on this in Birmingham, but the 6 new coaches, and I meant to ask you about this and forgot, but I'm going to call it the Eric Musselman effect, which is you come in and you go to back-to-back Elite Eights in 2 years. You have a pretty good first year. We obviously don't know how that would have played out with COVID, and I'm thinking these ADs are going, well, hey, look what Eric Musselman's doing. We need to do that too. So we're going to get rid of our coach and bring in a new guy, and he's going to try to do what Eric did. I'm not saying you got these guys fired. Obviously, you got to win, but do you get a sense of that?
No, I mean, I'm just worried. I'm staying in my own lane and worried about how do we get better? I mean, we spent an hour and a half today on recruiting, and we got enough to worry about between our own walls, and I mean, this league is, with every sport's constantly evolving, and everybody's trying to, the competition is so fierce in this league that, you got to be creative. You got to look for new avenues. You got to, you can't relax as a coach in this league. I know that.
And then I get what you're saying about the 3-point shooting after the red-white game. And you guys aren't going to be the Golden State Warriors, I don't think, safe to say at this point. But talking to the guys leading up to this, I know they're getting a lot of shots up. They're working hard. We've talked about how some of those guys, like Trevin, I mean, he didn't really shoot the 3 in Europe because he got to the basket so easily. But do you think you guys can make strides as a 3-point team? I mean, be better than what you've shown thus far?
Well, yeah, I think we will, just because we're not going to be playing as many guys. And so, I think that just naturally, shooting the ball, it's about, which guys shoot the highest percentage, and those guys, getting their feet set. I mean, we have learned some things, like Ricky and I just met a little bit ago. When Ricky doesn't put the ball on the ground on his 3-point shooting, he's much more effective than when he plays off the bounce from 3. So that's just a little thing that we've just learned over over the summer and time together. And I mean, he's so mature. He walked in my office today and said, Coach, I got you on putting the ball on the deck and then shooting a step back 3 as compared to my feet set. So I think as we kind of get to know the players' games, what areas they're most comfortable shooting the 3, We've certainly found just in a half court, not necessarily 3-point shooting, but the number of passes that we have on a possession will correlate with a higher shooting percentage as well. So, we just might not be a team that's a one pass shot team. We might be a team that passes it 2 or 3 times, whereas last couple of years, whether it be with Mason Jones, Isaiah Joe, or JD Note, we took a lot of quick shots at times.
And I know you guys are always big on analytics, but you talked the other day about how you're doing more than ever. I would think that's got to help with the analyzing who should be taking threes from where and when and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a math major, but we got enough numbers floating around here on walls and stuff to make your head spin. But yeah, I mean, when you break it down to, the simplicity of percentages, I mean, that's the truth teller.
Okay, thanks.
Scotty, final question.
Yeah, Eric, you guys this year are partnering with Shot Quality, right?
I guess.
I mean, what was kind of the thought process into, partnering with them? I guess just to learn more about the shots you're taking and which shots might be best for you and which ones might not be.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Scotty, I'm not the analytics coordinator of the reason behind services or, but we have wanted to continue to evolve, continue to improve, continue to search. And I know some of the guys on staff that are kind of heading the analytics department wanted to look at some new things. Shot quality becomes one of them. What's a good shot for this group of players? Where is a good shot? What point of the shot clock is a good all those things are areas that analytically we're trying to figure that out. And then how do we feed our players the information but not overload them as well?
All right, Coach, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.